It's MED Monday. Today, you can't bluff bad poker players. Everybody studies on Monday! So welcome to the 34th Minimum Effective Dose Monday episode. I really like this article today. It comes to us from Mark Warner over there at exceptionalpoker.com. The article is called Stop Being an Idiot, and it was posted just this past week by Mark. Really good, really short and simple article. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love the idea that it presents you, how it kind of, hopefully, especially for you micro-stakes and you low-stakes players, it's really going to affect the way that you look at your opponents and the way that you play against them. So I'm going to read the entire article for you, then I'm going to give you the minimum effective dose idea. Now this is the critical concept to take away and apply to your poker game and to your studies. And the second thing I'll give you is the minimum effective dose action. It is the one thing that you must do this week to boost your poker to the next level. So let's get to some words of wisdom from Mark Warner. Gambate!
All right, everyone, listen up! When Eltrusius, maiden of the clouds, blows the battle horn, let the battle begin!
I am Eltrusius!
Eltrusius, the juiciest.
That means you can start.
Stop being an idiot. You cannot bluff bad poker players. How many times have you heard an otherwise intelligent poker player complain about their opponents, especially at small stakes tables? You'll hear things like, "These damn idiot players will call down with anything," or maybe something like, "I want to play at higher stakes because the players there will respect my raises." Huh? As I've always said, if you don't want to play against bad players, then who exactly is it you want to play against? Good players? There are significantly different strategies required to beat the micro stakes and small stakes tables than the higher stakes games. At the low stakes, the players are mostly playing at level 1, meaning they rarely, if ever, are factoring in more than the strength of their own cards, which in turn means they can't really be bluffed. They won't respect your raises because, well, they just don't know any better. They're not paying attention. But this is okay. Very okay, in fact. Let me explain. As I frequently stated on this blog, there are two, and only two, ways to win a hand of poker. First, you can turn over the best hand at showdown. Second, you can get all the other players to fold. That's it. Only two ways to drag a pot. But this doesn't necessarily mean that you will actually be able to win both ways against every opponent you face. Against bad, level 1 players at the micro tables, your post-flop options to making money are often limited mostly to showing down value hands. This is because these are bad players who are, in effect, unbluffable when they think they have a made hand. Let me repeat, these types of players are operating at level 1. They're thinking about their own cards and the board, and little else. They are oblivious to what you're representing, and you need to understand this to win against them. For instance, let's say that you have the ace of spades, king of diamonds, and you open raise pre-flop from middle position. A fishy 40/10 villain in the big blind calls, and the flop comes jack of spades, 10 of spades, 8 of hearts. You fire a c-bet, and the villain calls. You put the villain on, at best, 1 pair. The turn is a 7 of diamonds, making the board jack of spades, 10 of spades, 8 of hearts, 7 of diamonds. You fire again, trying to push him off his hand, but again he calls. The river's the 8 of spades, making the final board jack of spades, 10 of spades, 8 of hearts, 7 of diamonds, 8 of spades. Once again, you fire, thinking this is one scary-ass board, so he's going to finally give up. But again he calls. He then tables pocket 4s for the win. Just what the heck was he thinking? Didn't he realize he was almost certainly crushed? There were flushes and straights all over the place, plus the damn board had paired, and we were firing 3 barrels into him. Is he an idiot or what? Well, yes, he is an idiot, but in reality, you're the bigger idiot for trying to bluff an obvious calling station off what he perceived to be a made hand. He was not going anywhere, so you have to give him credit for some kind of actual hand. even super weak ones. So what the heck were you thinking? It's been said many times before, but I'll repeat it again here for clarity. You cannot bluff bad players when they have any kind of made hand. You can, however, make a ton of money from them. You do this by, number 1, betting your value hands strongly against them, and number 2, giving up when you miss and they don't fold to your first bet. And that's it. Save your bluffs for the level 2 players who are actually trying to put you on a hand, and who can actually lay down a made hand of their own. Otherwise, well, you're the idiot.
Oh, man. That was totally wicked!
Yes, absolutely. That was a wicked article. Super simple, super to the point. I love how Mark talks about really there's only 2 ways to win a pot, either at showdown or getting them to fold. And if an opponent is capable of folding, great. You have those 2 ways to win pots against them, right? You can get them to fold or you can get to showdown. But against those terrible players who hate folding any kind of pair, you really can't get them to fold. What you've got to do is show up at showdown with the best hand. I really love that simple idea. Thank you very much, Mark. So here's the MED idea that I took away from the article. If they ain't folding, you ain't bluffing. So like Mark said, it's okay to throw out that first bluff on the flop because without a pair, they're often folding on the flop. But if they call, give up the bluffing or try to get to showdown cheaply. And now for the MED action. This is the one thing that you must do this week to improve your game. Here it is. Before throwing out any post-flop bluff in your next session, assign a percentage for how often you think your opponent will fold. Look at the board and their fold to c-bet stats and make a guess. Is it 80%? Great! Go ahead and bluff. Is it 20%? You might want to save your chips for a better bluffing opportunity against another player. Well, thank you so much for listening today, and of course, a very big thank you to Mark Warner for putting out such a killer article. Remember, go to exceptionalpoker.com and sign up for his newsletter. You can find this and plenty of other articles there. Mark Warner really puts out the goods. He's actually putting out a ton of articles right now on hand reading, and he has a killer 4,000-word article all about showdown lines and learning from your opponent's showdowns. It's some really good stuff. If you have not visited exceptionalpoker.com, you must make a pit stop there at some point today for sure. And please tell Mark that I sent you his way via Twitter. He is at Bugzilla, with 2 G's and 2 L's, of course, Bugzilla. You can listen to this and every other MED Monday episode by visiting www.smartpokerstudy.com/MED Monday. Please send me those questions via email, sky@smartpokerstudy.com, and especially this week because I have a brand new Q&A coming out in just a few days, episode number 206. And of course, Preflop Online Poker is still available in all formats on Amazon, ebook, paperback, and audiobook, so pick it up. Until next time, apply the MED idea to the rest of your game and practice the MED action all week long.